What's going on, guys? Venomousfatman here, and I got a brand new OTGT for you. This time I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 9, the brand new Mortal Kombat, almost the reboot of sorts for this, this year of 2011. So here's the deal. I like the new Mortal Kombat. I actually think it's pretty damn decent, to be honest with you. I'm not more kind of like the fan of the actual combo system that was in Mortal Kombat 3, as well as some of the other combo systems from the later Mortal Kombat games. But I have to say that Warner Brothers actually did a really good job on kind of, balancing out some of the characters for this game and actually making the combo system and the actual fighting system in general just, overall balanced. I had fun. The version that I played was the Xbox 360 version. I did not get to play the PS3 version, but I have seen gameplay of Kratos and stuff and seen how he actually plays out and things like that. But I would love to actually at some point get a chance to actually play the PlayStation 3 version, because I do want to be able to control Kratos. But here's my verdict overall, because other than that, the games are pretty much the same. The characters are pretty good. They look awesome. They play decent. They all do their own, pretty much, their own unique stuff, their own unique moves. You could do a lot of different crazy combos and stuff like that. I have to say, one of the best things that I love about the actual game, is the fatalities, obviously, because Mortal Kombat's known for that. I love the background levels, because a lot of the levels that are in MK9 are pulled straight from past Mortal Kombat games. Some of my favorites are the pit, the bridge, which is from Mortal Kombat 2, which you could see even the same type of characters in the background that were from the original MK2 in the background fighting and stuff. But overall, let me get to the nitty and gritty of it. The story mode is probably the best one that I've ever seen in an actual fighting game. It's super fleshed out. There's a lot more substance and stuff going on in it. That differentiates itself from other fighting games, like so much like Street Fighter, Tekken, Virtual Fighter. All these other fighting games that are out on the market do not have such kind of like a fluid, and concrete story to them. This one takes you back to pretty much all the events from the original and Mortal Kombat games. Anywhere from Mortal Kombat 1 all the way through. I believe I think it's Deadly Alliance, because I know, Liu Kang dies during the course of the game, spoiler alert. But if you haven't already played those games, you should already know the story by now. But it's pretty interesting that they took that kind of take on it, as a kind of reboot to the franchise. It kind of refreshes everybody in, the actual know-how of the Mortal Kombat universe. I liked it. I think it was awesome. What else did I think was cool? Obviously, the online multiplayer. Now, while PSN users won't be able to get online with this game at the moment, Xbox 360 users should be able to get online, even though there's no Kratos to play with. The online play is pretty damn decent, I have to say. Pretty much like any other standard fighting game. There's obviously, you have your little problems, that go with any other fighting game like that. But as far as lag and stuff, I did not see too much of that. It was all right. It's pretty decent for a fighting game. Obviously there's going to be little issues, but that aside, pretty damn good, decent online multiplayer. The challenge tower is pretty crazy. Some of the challenges get ridiculous, off the wall like crazy. Then they have pretty much their own kind of like ladder mode, which is the traditional arcade mode for each character. You could go through it, get their own endings and stuff. I have to say, though, one of the things I did have a problem with this game, and pretty much everybody's in a general consensus right now, is the difficulty of some of the boss characters. For example, Shao Kahn is probably the cheesiest one out of the entire roster, and I think this is probably the hardest he's been in any Mortal Kombat game, for that matter. Because as soon as you jump on him and he does that kind of like jumping uppercut or shoulder, thrust, he gets a free combo on you, and his damage is just ridiculous, really broken. It's nuts. So if anything, I wish they probably would have balanced him out a little bit. I think probably the actual reason why they did that was to make him like a really hard boss, give it really challenge like how the old school days were. But I don't remember Shao Kahn being that hard back when he was originally in Mortal Kombat 2 or in Mortal Kombat 3 for that matter. I know he was a pain in the butt, but nowhere along the lines of this. Obviously, you got your X-ray moves, which a lot of people make a big deal about. They do a good amount of damage. If you could get your meter build up to full and hold on to it, you could land this ridiculously cool looking X-ray move, and it's unique for every character, which I thought was pretty dope. The fatalities are awesome. There's a bunch of fatalities. There's friendships. There's babalities, pit fatalities. This is Mortal Kombat at its finest. It's really good to see this type of reboot and handling of the franchise that, pretty much midway, had it in their hands for so long and it just kept going downhill. Now it's actually nice to see that this game, will become, really the definitive Mortal Kombat game at the moment, better than any of the other iterations that have come before. So that's my whole, opinion on the entire game. You guys should definitely pick this up. If, obviously the PSN is going to go up sometime in the near future. If you want to get the definitive version, I still believe the definitive version is the PlayStation 3 version, because you get the new character and the Blu-ray on it, the crazy looking graphics, look at them side by side and really see the difference. I know on the Xbox 360, I believe they get an exclusive level. They don't get any other secret characters on top of that. That's another thing I should mention. One of my other gripes with this, Goro, Kintaro, and I believe Shao Kahn all appear as, non-playable characters that are pretty much boss characters for that matter. To be honest with you, I wish there was an option to be able to play with them if they are in the game. You see that in almost every Mortal Kombat game. There is that NPC, that's a boss character. But I think right now we've kind of evolved so much with the franchise that people love options. They want to be able to have that option to maybe, locally, instead of going online, play with the actual boss characters just for the fun of it. Or even online for that matter, in non-ranked matches. I still would have loved to play with them, even though they would look or pretty much play very similar to how Shiva does, but just the fact that you're controlling Kintaro or Goro, for that matter, is just flat out awesome. I know Goro, during the actual challenge tower, you play as him briefly in one of the challenges, but come on, just give us that option, please. That's all I'm saying. Also, there's also some DLC coming out for this game. You've got Kenshi and you got Scarlet, which I guess is kind of like an alternate version of Kitana or Jade for that matter, but like another female ninja. But that's pretty cool. So anyway, this game is dope. If you haven't picked it up already, you definitely should. Leave your comments and video responses, guys. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of this game, which is the version that you're pretty much having the more fun with, even though tons of people would probably say the PlayStation 3 version. But what about the Xbox 360 crowd? Let me know what you guys are talking about, how you guys love this game. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Venomous is out. That was only the goddamn truth. I'll talk to you all later.